There are places in the world where people simply vanish. No signs of struggle, no evidence, no answers, just silence. In the American state of Vermont, deep within the Green Mountains, lies a stretch of wilderness known to locals as the Bennington Triangle. Over a 5-year period, from 1945 to 1950, several people disappeared within this small area, without a trace. No bodies, no belongings, no explanation. To this day, no one can say what truly happened inside those woods. This is the chilling story of the Bennington Triangle. The Bennington Triangle is located in southwestern Vermont, near the towns of Bennington, Glastonbury, and Woodford. The name, Bennington Triangle, was coined decades later by author and folklorist Joseph A. Citro, who noticed strange patterns of disappearances, odd lights, and mysterious sounds reported in the region. The heart of the triangle centers around Glastonbury Mountain, a steep, heavily forested area that was once home to small logging settlements. But by the late 1800s, those towns were abandoned after the soil eroded and the forests were overcut. Since then, the mountain has been mostly uninhabited. Locals say it's a place that feels wrong. For centuries, Native American tribes avoided the mountain, calling it cursed. They believed the spirits of the land were angry, and that strange winds could swallow anyone who wandered too far. It would be easy to dismiss as legend, if not for what happened next. Mid-Eye Rivers, 1945. The first known disappearance occurred in November 1945. A 74-year-old local hunting guide named Mid-Eye Rivers was leading a group of hunters through the woods near Hell Hollow, a valley at the edge of Glastonbury Mountain. Rivers was an experienced outdoorsman. He knew those woods better than anyone. But while walking slightly ahead of the group, he disappeared around a bend in the trail and was never seen again. The group searched immediately but found no footprints, no broken branches, nothing. A massive search followed, with over 300 volunteers, police officers, and even the U.S. Army combing the woods for weeks. Not a single clue was ever found, not even his rifle or the bright red hunting jacket he was wearing. It was as if the forest had swallowed him whole. Paula Weldon, 1946, a year later, on December 1st. 1946, an 18-year-old college student named Paula Jean Weldon vanished while hiking alone on the Long Trail, a popular path that runs through the Bennington region. Paula was a sophomore at Bennington College. She was last seen by several witnesses, including a couple walking a few minutes behind her, heading toward Glastonbury Mountain. When they reached the same spot she was last seen, she was gone. Paula's disappearance sparked one of the largest search efforts in Vermont history. The FBI, state police, college students, and local residents all joined in. Planes scanned the woods from above. Sheriff's dogs tracked her scent, which ended abruptly in the middle of the trail. No clothing, no footprints, no struggle. Paula simply vanished into thin air. Her case remains one of Vermont's most famous unsolved mysteries. Tedford, 1949. 3 years later, another disappearance occurred, this time even stranger. On December 1st, 1949, James E. Tedford, a 68-year-old veteran, boarded a bus in St. Albans, Vermont, headed to Bennington to return to his boarding house. Passengers confirmed that Tedford was on the bus during the trip. Some even remembered seeing him reading a timetable shortly before arrival. But when the bus reached Bennington, he wasn't there. His luggage was still on the overhead rack. His ticket was still in his seat. He had vanished during a moving bus ride, somewhere between stops. No one saw him get off. No one heard anything unusual. He was simply gone. Even stranger, Tedford's wife had disappeared years earlier, under mysterious circumstances. Less than a year later, in October 1950, an 8-year-old boy named Paul Jepson disappeared while accompanying his mother on a trip to the family's pig farm near Glastonbury. His mother left him playing in her truck for just a few minutes. When she returned, the door was open, and Paul was gone. A massive search began immediately. Bloodhounds tracked his scent along a nearby road, leading straight toward Glastonbury Mountain, before stopping abruptly, as if he had vanished into the air. The boy was wearing a bright red jacket, easy to spot, but searchers never found any trace of him. Only 16 days after Paul's disappearance, another person went missing, this time 53-year-old Frida Langer. Frida was camping with her cousin near the Somerset Reservoir, within the Bennington Triangle. During a short hike, she slipped into a stream and said she'd returned to camp to change into dry clothes. She never made it back. Search parties again scoured the woods for weeks. Hundreds of volunteers, helicopters, and military teams. Nothing. But this time, there was one difference. 6 months later, on May 12, 1951, Frida's body was found near the same area that had already been thoroughly searched multiple times. Her remains were too decomposed to determine the cause of death. To this day, no one knows how her body ended up there, or why it wasn't found earlier. Over time, these disappearances have sparked countless theories. 1. Natural causes and terrain. The Green Mountains are known for rugged, confusing trails, sudden weather changes, and dangerous wildlife. Some believe the missing people simply got lost and were never found. 2. A serial killer. Others suggest a human predator may have been responsible, operating in the area between 1945 and 1950. But there's no consistent pattern or evidence connecting the victims. 3. Supernatural theories. Many locals still believe Glastonbury Mountain is cursed. Stories tell of strange lights in the sky, voices in the wind, and an energy that makes compasses malfunction. Some even compare it to the Bermuda Triangle, a place where people and time itself seem to disappear. Whatever the explanation, one fact remains: the Bennington Triangle has claimed more than its share of lives, and left no answers behind. Today, hikers still visit the Long Trail and Glastonbury Mountain, though many report an unsettling silence that seems to linger in the air. Locals warn not to stray from the path, not to hike alone, and not to ignore the feeling when the forest suddenly goes quiet. From Mid-Eye Rivers to Paula Weldon, James Tedford, Paul Jepson, and Frida Langer, 5 lives vanished in just 5 years. Different ages. Different times. The same mountain. Whatever lives inside the Bennington Triangle, be it nature, fate, or something else entirely, it has never let go of its secrets. This is the Bennington Triangle, a place where people enter, and sometimes never return. Subscribe to True Mystery Vault, where the world's most chilling mysteries are told in truth, one case at a time.